How you doing? Oprah believes in God. She's a Christian. Beyonce believes in God. She's a Christian. All of these entertainers have crosses on their necks. They believe in God. Do you believe in God? All these booty shaking, cussing, drinking, lying, deceiving, racist Christian preachers believe in God. All of these people believe in God. All of these people believe in God. They're going to heaven, right? Well, from what I've understood, the devils in hell believe in God. But guess what? They're in hell. Why? Why are the devils in hell? They believe in God. Why are they in hell? Because they don't obey God. Christian pastors. Oh, I had a slip. Oh my God! It was telling about how much each one makes, how much each pastor makes, and these criminals are making 300 million, 200 million, 600 million. They got 3 and 4 jets. These criminals making all this money. I even put a video on where this one pastor, he was taken from the poor and he bought a road path finder or something. Big, giant, beautiful car. And the people wanted to throw him out. This is what he does with his money. When people can't even afford food anymore, won't even have an eating program. See, God has made it to where if just the pastors fed you once or twice a week. Creflo Dollar wanted a $54 million jet. A $54 million jet. He wanted a $54 million jet. Can you imagine all the people that he could have fed with that? Can you imagine? Imagine that. A $54 million jet. And I bet he don't have an eating program to feed people at least once a week. I bet you he don't make breakfast on Sundays for everybody. But he figured he has to get in a luxurious jet. And Jesus walked around in the dirt in his bare feet. And he figured he has to be luxurious because he preaches the word of God. And he has to be everywhere. No, you just have to be in your neighborhood. If YouTube goes down, why are you crying? If YouTube goes down, why do you cry? Jesus did it, what, 900 miles around, 200 miles around him? And he caught the world. If YouTube go down, oh, I can't preach to the world. You're not really summoned to just preach to the world. You're summoned to preach to the people around you first. And if you can't preach to the world, you preach to the people around you. But you're supposed to make sure the people around you are good first. Then preach to the world. God did not bring you to feed people. God did not bring you to this earth and form you to help people. God did not bring you to put clothes on people's backs. God did not bring you into this ministry to love people. God did not bring you in this ministry to do all of that. God brought you in this ministry to glorify his name first. to glorify his name first. Then, once you got it together, feed people. Once you got it together, clothe people. Once you got it together, help people, love people. But you got to love God first. You got to get your life together first. The people, the demons in hell didn't obey God. That's why they're in hell. Let me look at this. Let me tell you something. Life is getting short. And things are coming up now where it's getting real serious. It's getting real serious. Now, when Noah was building the ark, when he was done with the ark and he was about to get things done, as far as he's finished with everything and he's going to go on the ark. He says they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage. They were eating. All of these things were perverted. The eating. They poisoned all your food because they figured out that medical money is the money that they want. Medical money is the money they're going to get from you. They're going to make you sick and get rich off of medical. They're going to put things in your body and get rich off of medical. They want you to be sick. See, in these last days, you have to have your full armor on. You have to have your full armor on. You have to have all of the armor on. Because if you don't have that armor against the fiery darts, you ain't going to make it. You ain't going to make it. If you can't heal people and have salvation and truth in you, you're not going to make it. And you have to have it all on, and one of them's going to destroy you. If you don't have truth, you're going to be a liar. You're going to fall for false preachers who can set up there like Kenneth Copeland and cut himself and pour it in a glass and drink it, then have a guy drink his blood. And God says in the Bible, do not drink blood. You cannot drink blood. I prick my finger and stuff, and I'll go like that. God said, don't do that. He told me, don't do that. Don't lick the blood out your finger like that. Wipe it off. Get some alcohol and wipe it off. You cannot eat blood. These Christians think they can do anything they want to do. But I'm going to tell you something. God is coming after Christians and the black people that want to be with them. Black people are not Christians. You're not Christians. You don't own Christianity. The Pope owns Christianity. It's a Christian made up thing. The Christian is a Pope made up thing. The Pope and his people, Europeans, are Christians. The iron in the face, the iron legs, and the half iron foot, and the half of clay. Iron was Rome. Americans, white Americans, who put you in slavery. Iron is Christianity. And the clay is the people. So Christianity is iron, Roman, the papacy, and has nothing to do with you. Because in that iron, half clay, was God's people. I am the builder, and you are the clay. I am the potter, and you are the clay. That's why he said clay. And he said iron. He's not going to come out and straight out and say he's against the Roman people. He had to hide that, or they'll kill him. He didn't need all that before he had to do things and put him in jail and all. Jesus didn't go to jail. He couldn't go to jail. He had a mission. But all his people went to jail just about and died horrible deaths. And so if the foot is half iron, half clay, it's half Christianity and half God's people. Half Christianity and half God's people. Why do you think Christianity is of God? Your favorite preacher, Kenneth Copeland, was drinking blood, and God said, don't drink blood. Your itching ears is taking you the wrong way. Your itching ears is taking you the wrong way. It's going to take you to people who love the way. T.D. Jakes. I don't have to do, you don't have to, I can worship God any day. I can do the Sabbath any day. You can? Do you do the Sabbath? You think because you worship, you're doing the Sabbath? God says to rest. Are you going to obey him? Well, that's Old Testament. Yeah. Every time I talk to a Christian, that's Old Testament. I can worship any day. Okay, did you turn to Revelation? Who the Antichrist is looking for? The people who have the patience of God and keeping his commandments? In Revelation, God has blinded your ears. He has deafened your ears. He's blinded your eyes not to see. The reason he's done that is because you don't listen to the truth. You have denied the truth of God. Christian, I preach against Christians because it's not of God. I love Christians. I'm not saying I hate you. No. I don't hate you. I don't hate you. But you are not following Christ. I don't know how many times can people tell you to follow the Bible, not these Christian pastors. They went through all of it, from Kenneth Copeland to all. They didn't even put Creflo Dollar on there. About 20 Christian preachers that you look up to, that you love and follow, because every one of you tell me about what T.D. Jakes did. Mr. I'm going to get swallowed. My God, man. You know why your ears can't hear God? Because you're not following the Bible, you're following these crooked preachers. These 501c3. You ask your pastor, is he 501c3? I know I said it before, but I'm going to say it again until you hear me, and you might not hear me. You just might not hear me. Ask your pastor, is he 501c3? Ask your pastor why he don't tell you to keep the commandments of God. Why doesn't he preach that? He tells us to be loving and care for people, but he's not telling you to keep the commandments of God. Because the Antichrist is coming for those who have the patience of God and keep the commandments of God. So now it's not just in the Old Testament, it's in the New Testament, and it's at the end when all things are said and done. But you're going to believe your pastor, your Christian freaking 501c3 pastor, who's not going to tell you the truth. Didn't you hear those people in Congress, this minister, a black minister said, well, we're going to take this day and we're going to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Oh, people. We're going to take this day and we're going to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. One day out of the year, and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And this is who you follow. Blood drinking, swallowing pastors. Because everybody that tell me I don't have to do the Sabbath says exactly what T.D. Jakes says. That I can worship any day. Oh, you do? You do the Sabbath? Let me ask you something. Do you not go out and buy and sell? Do you sit at home and do you do the things that God tell you to do? No, you don't. Do you do Easter? You know it's evil. Do you do Halloween? Do you sit in your freaking truck and do Halloween? You know it's evil. You know it's evil. Oh, it's for the kids. Got to kill you and your kids. He's going to kill you and your kids, and it's coming soon. He's going to kill you, your kids, and your dog Spot. Because you don't listen. Itching ears. God said he's gonna let you believe that lie that you believe. He's gonna let you believe the lie that you believe. I'm gonna stand up for Christ. He's gonna let you believe your itching ears. You want to go to these pastors who you think is telling you the truth, and they're letting you know they're not telling you the truth, but yet still you're gonna still sit in that auditorium in front of those freaking pastors. I'm trying to save your life. You say, oh, he's angry. No, I'm trying to save your life because I love you. I love you. But you think I hate you. You think I'm just being angry. No. I'm trying to save your life. He says he's going to give you the truth, but you're not going to believe the truth. So he's going to send angel that's going to lie to you in your ear, and you're going to believe a falsehood. He's going to send an evil angel, and you're going to believe the falsehoods that you're setting yourself up for. You hear the truth. You know it's the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. You know iron and clay, and the clay is God's people. Let me tell you something. There was a church in Jesus' time that he preached in, that he loved the pastors, but they kicked him out. Now there's a church, and there's Jesus Christ people who believe in Jesus Christ. He said these people are whitewashed vessels with nothing in them. And you're going to believe in the church. You believe these people drinking blood. You're going to believe these people getting swallowed. Homosexual people. The army that's coming are homosexuals. These are the most ruthless people you ever going to meet. And you talking about in love. Go to one of their parties. Go to one of their street parties. You ain't never seen an all-black homosexual party. You ain't never seen it on the streets. You ain't never seen an all-black homosexual parade. But they're going to put black men in dresses on every TV show to make you think, oh, yeah, all our black people, we're going, no, we're not. It's a TV lie. Lying freaking TV. Lying TV. No, we're not. We're not going homosexual way. Africa won't even go the homosexual way. That's a European thing. Homosexuality is European. That's why they died. That's why they sent Christopher Columbus out. Because they were having black plagues. They were having curses of God on them. Carrying every disease known to man. They brought diseases to Africa. All this monkey disease and monkey African disease. And everything that's a disease and wrong has come from Africa. Garbage. Europeans were diseased people. They were evil people, destroying people, murdering people, thieving people. Christopher Columbus wasn't good. You know everybody that they ever said that was good, and George Washington is freaking cherry. He didn't cut down no cherry tree. Look it up. I bet you believe that too, right? That George Washington took an axe and cut down a cherry. Lying Christian dogs. But you're going to believe everything they tell you. You're going to believe everything they tell you. And you know what? All of these people that started America were Freemasons. Freemasons. Not of God. And everybody that I've ever looked up to in America seems to me that all doggone bigots. From George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, everybody that they tell us, oh, look up to and got a statue. Bigots. Hate black people. You better come out from among them. I ain't saying don't love them. They got all the money. You have to work for them. Be kind. Be nice. Let me tell you something here. Ecclesiastes 1:9. That which is done, that which shall be done, nothing new under the sun. So whatever's done in the past, you got to look to the past instead of that Old Testament ain't worth nothing. I'm a New Testament person now. It says all that has been done. Let's read it again. Ecclesiastes 1:9. That which is done is that which shall be done. Nothing new under the sun. So everything done in the past, it was done already. And you just going back through it. This is done before the flood. They had everything that we had. Now they're showing you the pictures because everything is owned by Uncle Sam. Everything. News, music, Google, Facebook, all of it's owned by Uncle Sam. And they moving it the way they want you to go. Come out from amongst them. Believe the Bible. That's the truth. Believe the Bible. That's the truth. Everything that was done now has been done before. Electric cars, they're showing cars, the electric cars they had in the 1819s. But you say, oh, this is new. They had electricity back then, free electricity. And these people believing in God, but they don't obey God. All these things in the past, and now you have to go back. Let me see if I got something else. You have to go back to the Old Testament in order to know what's going to happen. Because it says here, I got to read it one more time because you're just not listening to me. Ecclesiastes 1:9. That which is done is that which shall be done. Nothing is new under the sun. Nothing's new. Why did they tell you about why they pointing up towards space? The moon is a light. The sun is a light. Nobody's landed on the moon. The moon is the closest thing to us. But yet and still they're telling you how they're on Mars, how they're putting rovers on Mars, how they're putting little villages and stuff on Mars with mechanical men walking around, all this garbage. How come they can't do it on the moon? Because you can find out, you can look and see. Because you can see with your own eyes, with your telescopes. And they know they're lying to you. What does NASA mean? In Hebrew, it means deceiver. But you ain't going to listen to me. Because you blocked off the truth. You blocked off the truth. And God said, I'm going to make you believe the lie that you believe in so that you can go to hell. Look it up. I'm going to let you believe the lie that you believe. These Christians, every last one of them, all of these Christians on TV, these people are the ones that put you into slavery. I'm not racist. Why can't I say this? Because of mine, you've been brainwashed. Who has deceived you? TV, news, liars. That they're the best. They're the strongest. They're the lovers, the homemakers, the most beautiful. Liars. The sun is just a light. Read Genesis. Read the first part of Genesis. It's just a light made, a light. That's all it is. It's not land, it's a light. Look through a telescope and see and it's a light. That's all it is, it's light. You cannot get off of this earth. This is a prison for sinners. You can't get. Didn't Lazarus tell you that? There's a great gulf. Look up the word gulf. He was when the rich man was saying, Lazarus, just put a drop of water on my tongue. Just a drop of water on my tongue. What did he say? There's a great gulf between us. Look up gulf. Gulf. Look up gulf. Look and see what it says it is. It's water, like the Bible said. And you believe in space and Star Trek. Can't get into space. You can't get into space. And you're going to know that pretty soon because they don't care anymore because they have taken over. The Freemasons have taken over. Oh, yeah, your Holy Spirit. Your Holy Spirit of brotherhood. Your Holy Spirit, this is how I'm going to make it in life. Is have a lot of brothers and good jobs and then I go asking for a job. Now that's the Holy Spirit in Jesus Christ. People of God are going to have the Holy Spirit. But these people who think they're of God, who don't go by the Bible, but they go by their brotherhood. I'm like Ricky Smiley. I'm going to be a Freemason. I'm going to be a whatever he be putting his hands up. I'm going to be one for life. I'm going to be a beta, whatever the heck he's talking about. I'm going to be a beta, zappa, whatever, for life. Because that's a brotherhood to him. And you got to do sissy homosexual things in order to get into it. Because all of it's homosexual. Gangs are homosexual. Hollywood is homosexual. This lady was saying, this man was saying that you have to do homosexual acts before you can get in there. This lady said she was doing good and then somebody came to her and asked her if she wanted to do these things. And she said, are you crazy? No. Before you start making good money in Hollywood, you might get in with a commercial or two. Before you get into them hundreds of thousands and millions, you're going to have to, men, do oral sex, do oral sex in both areas. And women, they just tear you up alive. You really got to go through because you're a woman. And you don't believe me. You're going to stand up there with gangs. Gangs are designed to destroy black people. Let me tell you what these people do. When they go to Africa, they go to the dredges of Africa, the 10%. Everybody has a 10%. Unfortunately, they show our 10% on TV 24/7. They don't show our doctors and our lawyers and how great we are, greater people we are. They show all the thugs and the gangsters. Everybody has a 10%. I was in an all-white area, and there were gangsters right next to me. Thing is, the police takes care of them quicker than they do in black area. They want them to kill you. They want them to kill you. And so, what we have to do is, we have to understand that God is here for you and me. And we have to believe in the truth. We can't believe in a lie. We cannot believe in a lie. We have to believe in God. We have to believe in the Bible. It's already been done. That's why they don't go into the ocean. Remember we had a flood? Oh, we've only checked out only 5% of the ocean. Garbage, liars. That's where everything is. That's where the great cities are. And they're down there checking out all of the things that the great cities were. But you can't go down there because you need millions of dollars to go down there. And so they lie to you. I can lie to them, put Star Trek on, make them believe in space. They can't get out. They're not going to get out. There's a church, and there's Jesus Christ. There was the church in Jesus' day. They threw him out, like they do mostly all preachers now that's preaching good about Jesus Christ. All the Easter and Halloweeners, pastors, throw out the good people. Won't let them in the pulpit. Won't let them preach. They setting their tails in trucks. They're passing out candies. How dare you? How dare you set your tail in a truck and pass out candies? And this is Halloween. You cannot make right what is evil. Read your Bible. You cannot make right what's evil. You cannot make Halloween and Easter and all of these things right and good by calling it trick or trunk. You're a trick or trunk. There's an eclipse coming. I don't know. I'm not prophesying anything. But I can think about things, can I? No, don't they say, well, nothing happened. I didn't prophesy it. I don't know. I don't know. I got to get deeper into that. But I'm not crazy. Listen to this. There, in Luke 21:25, there will be signs in the sun, anguish and perplexity. Anguish and perplexity. And it's going to come an eclipse on April 8th. And it's going to come over the whole of the United States. But it's going to be a part of the United States. Because it's going to form an X. It's going to form an X in the middle of the United States as eclipse. When Jonah got off the fish, there was an eclipse before. It was a 3 days of darkness. I'm not saying it's going to be a 3 days of darkness, but I'm saying there was then. It was an eclipse. And it scared the people. And when they saw him getting spit out of that fish, they all repented. And let me tell you something. God is going to mark his people. Now, I don't know. That something's going to come up. You think everything's good because you're eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage. Now you're eating. See, all of this is perverted. He's talking about when it becomes perverted. You're eating. They poisoned everything. I don't want you to watch the Beyonce and what is that woman called that they did a video together? It was some woman, Beyonce and a woman did. What was that white woman name? I can't think of her name right now. But they did a video when they was in a restaurant and everybody was eating and everybody killed over and died. She's a witch. And you go to her concerts. My God, that's what Christians tell you to do. Go to them witches' concerts. And they said when they got out of there, it seemed like they had a depression on them. Yeah, a demon got in you. A demon got in you. They had a depression on them. And when her and that white lady singer was in the restaurant, Beyonce, and all the people died after they got through eating those pancakes and sausage and hot dogs and whatever they was eating. Every one of them died. They were eating and drinking, getting drunk because of the bad times, and marrying. Homosexual marriage now. Giving in marriage. Yeah, my son, he's homosexual, so I'm going to love him. You got to hate your son, your daughter. That's why you didn't get on the ark. Because you love your son, your daughter, your husbands, and your brothers and sisters and cousins. And your dog Spot, they even humping him now. You better wake up. You better wake up. It's all perverted now. That's what God is talking about. Now is the time. And this eclipse is coming through. Please listen to me, please. I don't know. But isn't Passover coming up too? What, on the 21st, 22nd, one of the two? What, didn't Passover, God killed all the firstborn? And a lot of Israelites died too, you know, because they didn't care. They were believing Christians. Now listen to this. The form of the eclipse resembles the Hebrew letter Tev. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. T-A-V. It's a Roman symbol, a letter called Tev. It's an X. Okay? Now, this, even regular people see this, but you don't see it because you're a Christian. You don't follow the Bible. You follow Easter, Halloween, Christmas. That's why you don't know this. That's why you're going to die. You're going to die. And you don't know nothing because they don't talk about these things. You better share this with everybody you know because your Christian preacher don't talk about this. I'm not saying something's going to happen. I don't know. But I'm not crazy. I prepare myself. It's going to come over in an eclipse as an X. The form of the eclipse resembles the Hebrew letter Tav, T-A-V, which symbolizes, a mark or seal. It resembles a mark or a seal. This letter is used only twice in the Bible. So that means it's coveted. It's rare. I don't just use it for anything. Unlike these Christians, Jesus, 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 oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, Jesus help you, Jesus. You ain't calling on Jesus to help you. You ain't calling on him and glorifying his name. You laughing at his name. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, man. Jesus, you're not getting any help from God. And besides, he said, I'm not going to count you innocent. A mark or a seal, this letter is used only twice in the Bible. In Ezekiel 9, he did this before. You remember what's done before? He's going to do it again. Ezekiel 9, a seal of protection placed on on the who mourn for the sins of the temple before the destruction by Babylon. Babylon, another city, came in and destroyed them. Only those who mourn against homosexuality. Only those who mourn against sin. Not loving it. Not making excuses for it. Not when they tell you is homosexual wrong? Yes, it is. Not, well, I want to apologize to the people for homosexuality and I just want to say, yeah, you could get to heaven if you're homosexual. Garbage. You cannot get to heaven if you're homosexual. You got to stand up for Christ. You got to stand up. Let's go to Ezekiel 9. I'll put it down here. Let's go to Ezekiel 9. Just read a little bit of it. How about it? Just a little bit. Ezekiel 9, okay, hold on. Ezekiel 9, chapter 9. Okay. Ezekiel 9, chapter 9. Let's go to it. Ezekiel 9, chapter 9. Let's go to it. He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city to draw near. Remember, what's been done will be done. Now, the Old Testament is nothing. This is Ezekiel. Those of you who don't believe, just shut this off and go on about your way. We're not talking about you. You're going to die. You're going to die at some point. If it ain't this time, at some point, it's going to catch you unawares. Your pastor's not telling you this. It's going to catch you unawares. Your pastor's not telling you this. He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city and draw near, even every man with a destroying weapon in his hand. That's somebody, the people are coming to destroy the people of God. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen. That's an angel. And remember the angels that were going into Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember that? What is done will be done. My God, what you Christians are stuck. You're stuck in my mama, to the devil's hell with your mama. I'm getting on the ark. The devil's hell with your spot dog and your little children. God gonna kill them all. I'm gonna read to you. God gonna kill all of you. Look at this in here. Every man to the slaughter weapon in his hand, and one man among them was clothed with linen, with the writer's inkhorn by his side. This is an angel, buddy. People, this is an angel. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of God of Israel was going up from the cherub, whereupon he was to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed in linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city. Now he's going to go through the midst of the city. Okay, this is when he marked everybody. Remember the X? The X that's coming? It's a mark or a seal. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all of the abomination. For all of the abominations that have been done in the midst of thereof. Are you crying because of homosexuality? Are you crying because of all the lies, all the cheating Christians, with all the buildings, all the businesses, all the money, and they're going up on your food prices? God is testing you right now. He's looking to see if you're going to trust in him. You said you believe in God. That means I will feed you. He said, don't worry about that. Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Well, don't worry about what you're going to put on. Don't worry about what you're going to wear. I'll do these things. Don't worry about what you're going to drink, what you're going to eat. I'll give you these things. You think you're going to starve? You will. You think you're going to be thirsty? You will. Because you don't believe the Bible. You're going to die. God is testing you. He's testing you right now. In the midst thereof, and number 5, and to the others he said, a mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, leave, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly. Oh, my child, my babies, my grandma. I can't get on the ark. I got to believe these lying Christian preachers that told me they're lying. I got to believe these lying Christian 501c3s. Jesus is good. Jesus will get to you. He's the lily of the valley. He's the bright and morning star. Garbage. Garbage. He's going to kill you, your babies, your uncle, and your dog Spot. Listen to this. Mr. God is milk. God is a milk dud, and he love everybody. He gonna just take us all into heaven. He gonna take me and my dress and my high heel shoes on a man. He gonna take us all into heaven. Listen to this. Slay utterly. This is 6. Slay utterly the old and the young, the maids, the people that's maiden for you, the little children, the women. But do not come near the man upon him that has a mark, and begin my sanctuary. And then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. He's gonna kill you, your children, your family, your dog Spot, you and your milky God, who won't touch us. We can do anything we want to do. We can say anything we want to say. Treat people any way we want to treat them. He ain't going to touch us. He ain't going to mess with us. No. I ain't going to trust nobody. God is my only love. God, Jesus Christ is my only love. Let me tell you. My wife is the only one who stood behind me besides God. My family didn't stand behind me. My cousins and uncles and brothers didn't stand behind me. They didn't do nothing for me when I was poor. I'm sure you have the same story. And they can't say I didn't help them, because I gave them everything I had. But they left me to die. that take all your stuff, bring it back broke, and then walk off. Don't help you fix it. Let me tell you something. I'm going to stand up for God. My wife and I, when we went to Minneapolis, Minnesota, didn't have anything. We trusted in God. He sent us there for a reason. Teach us. And we were sitting on the bench. We didn't have nothing, man. We were sitting on the bench at a park. That's all we could do was just go. We couldn't really eat. And this woman beside me sat there and laughed at me. We fed the ducks. We fed the geese or whatever. And she sat there with me laughing and hugging on me, and we talking. We was poor as dirt. But she loved me. By God. And then when we went to a restaurant, I started getting into the Bible. I called myself a Christian like you do, but I never really obeyed God. I just believed in God, like the devil's in hell. And then I was reading the Bible, and because I didn't know, I started reading the Bible and getting verses like, when you're working for people, because I really needed him, because I didn't have anything. I wanted to feed my wife. I wanted to let you know how I made it. I wanted to feed my wife. So what I did was, I started reading the Bible because that's all I had. I could work hard, but I wasn't making nothing. And I wanted to make sure my wife was fed. And so I turned to God. I thought I was a Christian. I wasn't a Christian. I did anything, watching porn, watching lying, cheating, stealing, like everybody. I did the same. But I didn't know. I went through church. I stopped going to church, but I went through church. I was raised up with the church band. My father was a preacher. They don't teach you nothing. Just in Jesus. And he was the lily of the valley. Bright and morning star. The devil is there. Don't really teach you nothing. And so I went to this place, and my wife, she was working at this one place, and she set up in the morning. I had a place right over next door. It was a bunch of restaurants. So I got a job right here. She got a job right here. So I sat in there while she's opening up. So she opened up, and she put the straws in and got everything ready for the restaurant. Just a service job. And so I looked at the Bible and I said, Lord, what is this Bible about? He said, work hard for your employer because you're working for me. And he says, if you stand up for me, I'll stand up for you. Now I had to believe that. And my boss was cheating me left and right. And one day I was working hard, just doing everything I could because I wanted my wife. My father taught me to work. And so my wife was working hard and doing the things she's doing. I saw her working and she loved me so. And God, I love that woman. And they was looking at me. He said, man, why are you working? He was kind of scared because I turned around, all these men was looking at me. Every time I clocked in, the clock wouldn't work, but everybody else's clock would work. The boss was a cheater. And he was taking and sucking money out of my paycheck. And they knew it. He said, man, this guy's stealing from you and everything. Because I had told him, I don't know why my money's short every week. He was stealing from me. And I said, they said, why are you working so hard? I said, because I read the Bible. People were looking at me. It scared me a little bit because I don't know why they were looking at me so hard. I don't know why, but they were looking at me. And the Bible also talks about when you stand up for his word. Not like these Kurt Franklins who want to apologize for the word. I don't apologize for anybody. But I just love God. I'm not going to apologize for sin. I said, because God said, how many people do that? Christian. How many people talk about Jesus Christ to all their workers? None, hardly. I'm going to stand up for God because he stood up for me. I said, you know what? I was reading the Bible. He said, if you work hard, even though they're treating you wrong, work like you're doing it for me because you believe in me. So I said, this is the only thing I got left. So I believed in God. And I told him, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to give this man everything I got because God told me to. That he'll be with me. and I wanted to feed my family. They were going to throw a sandwich away. They were going to throw a sandwich away. And we knew we wasn't stealing because they were going to throw it away. And I gave it to my wife, and we said, we're going to eat this in the back room. It was going to be thrown away, so I didn't feel we were stealing it. We didn't steal. All this bacon that I was cooking and food, I didn't want to eat none of it because I wanted to do it God's way. So I gave her the sandwich. And I couldn't feed her. But I was going to do it God's way. I was going to trust God. I was going to trust God. Not man. I was going to trust God. And you know, they found out she had all this college and almost a master's. And they put her in charge of everything. And she hired me as a manager. We went from nothing to almost over $70,000 a year. Because I really believe, because I stood on God. Because the workers came over, those same workers I was working with. I had a suit, a tie, and a white shirt on. They looked at me and said, man, how does this happen? How do you go from running a place? How do you go from being in soup and messing and serving people to being the boss? I said, because I stood up for Christ. I stood up for God. And let me tell you, in these last days, when people tell you that don't say